Hey, what's up, guys? Jesus here. Thank you for joining me for even more top 5 whatever. Today's episode is going to be focused on my top 5 favorite books or series of books in my personal experience. And number 5, jumping right into number 5, is a series that I was real into as a kid, or not necessarily a kid, an adolescent, teenager, young teenager growing up, was the Animorphs series. I forget the fucking author. I want to say it's something Applegate. But even then, that was a pseudonym. It was a series of ghostwriters for a while and everything. And I never finished reading the entire series. And I read some of the spin-off books, but not all of them, or the other big, thick-ass books, like the Andalite Chronicles. I did read that. But like the Ellimist Chronicles, and I forget the other one. But like the dinosaur one, I don't think I read that. But I did, like 6 months ago, look up the fucking Wikipedia thing and got a vague synopsis of the whole series, the overarching plot line, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, so I'm definitely looking into finding all the Animorphs books to reread them all and get the whole story for myself. So that's number 5. Number 4 would be the Gary Paulson series, Hatchet, and The River, and Brian's Winter, and Brian's Return, which I think I've mentioned them before. It's a series about a kid his parents are divorced, and he's flying from his one parent to live with the other. The plane he's in, it's like a single passenger, like a small cabin plane, and it goes down in the middle of the fucking northern woods, in the middle of a lake, and it's about him. Hatchet is about him surviving for months with just a hatchet, and he finally is able to make it out to the fucking plane and radio for help, and he gets out. And then The River is about a reporter wanting to do a story about it, but like from the actual perspective. So they go out into the woods, and the reporter gets struck by lightning, and so Brian's got to haul his fucking comatose ass through the fucking woods, down this river to civilization again. And then Brian's Winter is the scenario of what would have happened if Brian hadn't gotten rescued and if he'd remained in the woods through the coming winter. And, like, you know, he fucking kills, like, rabbits and other creatures with thick fur and fashions, you know, thicker clothing for himself. He makes himself snowshoes and a fucking bow and shit. And then his return, I think, is him coming back to civilization, and then at the end, he decides to just go back out and live in the woods again. It's a pretty great fucking series. I'd recommend it to anyone. So that's number 4. Number 3 would be the fucking Harry Potter series. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Harry Potter series. For the last fucking 10, 12 years, I've been a fan of it. I got the first 2 books when I was like 11 years old. I was right around that age, so it was like, you know, that whole summer vacation, I'm like waiting for my owl and shit, but it's like, I didn't really realize that it was over in England at the time. Like I said, I was like 11, so I didn't really realize it, so I was hoping for my owl, but I lived in America, so even if shit was real, odds of me getting a letter would be really fucking slim. But I really fucking loved that series. It's great. It was a great series to start reading at the time I did, because at the pace the books came out, I kind of grew up along pace with the books, and they kind of got darker as I matured some, and so I really thought that was awesome. And I don't know if she had planned that when she started writing them, if she decided that, you know, by the time she finished, the people that were reading the books to begin with as kids would be young adults, or practically adults, and would enjoy the darker content matter, or if she just winged it all. I know that she just fucking kept it all in her head and just wrote down what she could, and just whatever. But yeah, great series, really fucking great read. I've reread the books several times just because they are such fun to read, and just the way she writes, it's really easy to fucking paint the picture in your head. So that's number 3. Number 2 would be the Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, another series of books that I picked up when I was like 12, 13 years old. And I think I got the 6th and 7th books in the series. And so I had to fucking look around and find like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th one, and then I think the seventh one was the most recent one that had come out at the time that I got them, but I got all seven of them, and then proceeded to follow and find the books as they came out and up until the end. And I've read all 13 of them. I like the movie with Jim Carrey. I think it's interesting how they put the spin on it, where they like put the ending of the first book at the end of the movie, and combined all three of the books. I think it'd be cool if they did more, but you know, Jim Carrey may not be on board, and then fucking the Sucker Punch girl is probably a little too old now, but they could probably doll her up to look young again, but then they'd probably have to recast new people and shit. The little baby that played Sunny is probably like 5 now, so they couldn't cast her. But yeah, that's number 2. Really great series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. Number 1 would be the book Dreamcatcher by Stephen King, which is an amazing read. It's sci-fi. If you don't know the concept Dreamcatcher, it's 4 best friends that grow up in this town in Maine, and they've got this fucking special needs friend named Duddits. His name is Douglas, but he calls himself Duddits. And they all grow up together, and then they all go to this cabin every year, and then the tradition continues on when they go into like their fucking 30s or 40s, and they go out there, and all this fucking supernatural shit starts happening, and it's a funny-ass book with all sorts of fucking action and intense shit happening, too, throughout, and it would take me like a good 20 minutes to explain this book in detail, so go fucking find the book and read that shit, or if you're too lazy to do that, go fucking find the movie Dreamcatcher with Jason Lee and Thomas Jane, because it's a great interpretation as far as the movie could interpret it. I mean, they could have done better, but it would have been like a fucking 3-hour-long movie in order to make sense of everything. Like, watch the movie, and then know that in the book, Duddits isn't an alien. And then think about that, and then realize, maybe I should read the book, see what's really going on. So yeah, that's my top 5 favorite books, or series of books. I hope you guys have enjoyed this top 5 video. If you did, leave a like, favorite the video. If you think that there's a book or a series of books that I've left off of the list that should have been put on there, leave it down in the comments section. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for watching.